So the not, so what you call the not, is a point of view. Say that comes up. But if you add all these other points of view to it, then you just have a compulsive chain of points of view. But if this point of view comes up, say the not comes up, you feel something, you call it a not, and you rest naturally without going into the whole story about it. Oh, I have a knot. Oh, it needs to be untied. Oh, I'll never be enlightened with this knot of work or sex or whatever it is. Then it's just more proliferation of point of view, more involvement more involvement in point of view. But you see, if when this knot comes up, there's just being perfectly at ease as the heart essence of awareness that is that point of view. See, the point of view, the knot or sublime joy, they're both awareness. So all points of view, no matter what they are equal, whether they're positive, negative, or neutral. All points of view, no matter what they are equal. But that can never be known unless we rest naturally as each point of view. If we have points of view that come up that make us feel bad about ourselves or like we're better than anybody else, then we just rest naturally as both of those. And more we realize this pristine evenness that is the essence of everything. All of the magnificent display, all of this incredible wonder that is the reality of what we are. You see, our awareness is just completely inseparable from all perceptions, no matter what they are. But when we are say we have an idea of being a personal identity, and then we have an idea that all these points of view in here make up this personal identity. Well, actually, what we are is, you see, the dotted line has never existed. There's just the points of view of aware basic space. That's it. And one of those happens to be you, me, I, mine, the self and other. One of those happens to be that. But see, they're equal to every other point of view. The point of view is only there when its vivid appearance is in awareness. But actually, once we start to be at ease as ourselves, we realize more and more that this point of view that we took ourselves to be, that it's just a point of view. That there is no container, warehouse, hard drive, or mainframe computer called I that contains all the other points of view. There's just awareness. If we wanted to liken it to a mainframe computer, it would be a mainframe that included all points of view. Well, that's an easy illustration for most of us to understand these days. But within that computer, all of the electrons that make up the electronic interactions of a computer, they're all equal. None is better or worse. And so is the case for all points of view. But you see, as long as we think that some points of view are good and others are bad, exactly, it's dualism. So any enlightenment teaching that talks about one point of view that needs to be done away with, all of a lifetime will be spent on that, because the points of view are countless and ceaseless. They're countless and ceaseless. And so it'll just seem like there are more points of view that we have to do something with, unless we're really, really lucky. But through the direct perception of awareness, we're each guaranteed the reality of what we are. We're each guaranteed the reality of what we are. We count only on our own awareness and the constant of that, rather than on hoping somebody will do something for us to wake us up, or hoping that through being really good people who have the right outlook on life, we're going to somehow be better than everybody else and make ourselves into someone worthwhile. We already are entirely worthwhile. We're completely worthwhile. And I don't mean that in the sense of positive affirmations or something like that. I'm already worthwhile. I'm perfect. I'm good. I'm rich and famous, whatever it is. I'm not talking about anything like that. The reality of awareness is uncontained. It's never been restricted in any way. And when we rest naturally as the ease of the totality, we realize that we cannot contrive goodness. We already are good. That just as one point of view is perfect, all points of view are perfect as awareness. And when we rest naturally, we realize that which is beyond all points of view, yet contains all points of view. All points of view are subsumed in it, in the reality of what we are, in this reality that is vast like infinite space. And rather than that being a way of being in the world that is immoral or irresponsible or impartial or neutral or adopts an extreme like nothing exists, nothing ever happened, nothingness, voidness, impartiality, neutrality, fatalism, even bliss or clarity. It adopts no extreme whatsoever. It's beyond all speculation of being one thing or another. So nothing can really describe it. You know, what do you say about that aware basic space that here is the magnificent display, here is the magnificent, here it is, but you can't really say anything about that. You can't really say anything about that. All you can realize is the definitive, decisive reality of what you are as a human being, as the vast expanse. And that vast expanse is unobstructed awareness, unobstructed awareness. No matter what we come up with about enlightenment, say we have all these names to call it or all these people associated with it, what's primary in all those perceptions? Awareness, 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 awareness. Awareness is the root of everything. Even if we say awareness is the functioning of the entirety, of the totality. Well, the totality, we would have no experience of the totality without awareness. So you see, these are inseparable. Awareness is the root of everything. No matter the perception we have, no matter the point of view we have, no matter the experience we have, but just let's call them all points of view. No matter what the point of view is that's rising in our awareness, awareness is the root of it. Awareness is the root of everything. No point of view would be without awareness. And there's no way to get there. There's no doing to be done. There's no doing to be done because what is already self-evident. It doesn't require any doing. When we've been told over and over and over again in our lives and adopted the belief that all good things require a great deal of doing, then when we hear about enlightenment, we think, oh, wow, I'm really going to have to do to get that. That sounds so good. I'm really going to have to get involved in all the doing. I'm going to have to work forever and find someone, I hope, who can snap their fingers and I'll wake up. Well, you know, that could occur, but maybe once in a billion times at the most. But you can snap your own fingers and resolve all your points of view in the basic space of your own awareness. So that's how easy it is. There's no one to look for, you know, and when it comes to humankind today, it's all of us together, you know, it's all of us together. There's no heroine or savior or anything like that other than all-encompassing awareness altogether as the reality of our humanness. So, you know, how many people here have used the internet? I think everyone in the room has. Okay, well, this isn't going to be a lecture on the internet, I promise, but I am going to use it as an illustration. I should have Edmund make my drawing. Okay, say this is the internet. Now, the way the internet works is it's a web. So imagine this crisscross like a web. And imagine the outside of this circle as what are called servers. Servers are computers that serve information. And then this circle right here is another part of the internet called routers. And the information from the server goes to the router, and then the router routes it to your PC. And this is also an illustration of awareness. Say all of this is awareness. If we take ourselves to be the PC, just in other words, we get on our PC and we Google something. So all we know that we can get into our computer is what we can Google. But we can never have everything in our PC that is on all those servers. We only know what we know from within the realm of cause and effect. So all we can think of is to Google is any point of view that we come up with. We type it in, and then we get back a limited amount of information. Well, this is like our pure awareness, because when we take ourselves to be a personal somebody, we say, I am this. I'm this personal frame of reference, and my personal frame of reference are all these points of view, my thoughts, feelings, sensations, and actions accumulated through life. And the router, so to speak, through which we've received this information is culture. We receive this information from culture. So the human being is the only one who has the choice of self-knowing awareness. The human being is the only being through which awareness knows itself. Many beings know only awareness, but only the human being has self-knowing awareness. The choice of awareness in every perception, the choice of unobstructed awareness in every perception. So when we learn from culture and adopt all these belief systems and assumptions about who we are, we stay within this framework of cultural designations, conventional designations. All of our points of view are who we take ourselves to be. So this conventional area of cause and effect, it includes all points of view, including all organizations, all other ways that belief systems are formed, everything everyone takes themselves to be by and large. And when we take ourselves to be that, we operate entirely within the realm of cause and effect. The notion that there is a great reality that includes all information and is entirely beyond cause and effect, it's remote. Most of us don't even know that it exists. We think that all that we are is this, right in here, and that we can never be anything else. Well, there's no way to do anything about this to get there, because you're already there. See how all this is in here? We already are that. So when we just relax, we realize more and more the spaciousness of our being. We realize more and more the spaciousness of our being. And as we relax that idea of being a point of view called a somebody, we feel this incredible warmth arise in us of compassion, love, wisdom, bliss, joy that is unremitting. There's nothing that can take it away. Because everything, no matter what it is that can be described, is inclusive in this vast expanse of awareness. When our thinking and our mind and our speech are released from this context or frame of reference simply through being at ease, we realize that beyond causality, awareness which is beyond causality, includes cause and effect, can operate easily within the domain of cause and effect, but is not cause and effect, is indeed beyond causality. So all these things we've tried to cultivate in our lives, goodness, wisdom, compassion, we find they're already present. They're naturally occurring, only realized through complete ease. Not through doing, not through effort, not through achievement. There's nothing to achieve. Everything already is as it is. As long as we're trying to achieve, to effort, to find a result, then it's ever remote. Has anyone ever had that experience of it being ever remote, or feeling like, oh, I have the experience now, but then all of a sudden it isn't there? Yeah. Whenever we feel there's something to get to, it's likely that that'll occur. We'll be hoping to attain a state and fearing that we won't. So when we have some kind of state occur that feels good, we think, oh, I've got it. At last I've got it. And then it might go away, and then we go, oh dear. Hoping again to get it and fear that we won't. So the ease of already sublime awareness, aware basic space, is inclusive of everything. It emanates only benefit. So each point of view, no matter what it is beneficial in nature. Its intent is beneficial in that it only is awareness. And when we relax our grip on it as a description only, as a point of view, as a label, we realize that it is awareness as a vivid appearance rather than just a vivid appearance. And as we realize that ease more and more, we realize something about our body, speech, and mind. We realize that our body, speech, and mind isn't limited to this accumulation of memories, of thought, feeling, speech, and action, but rather our body, speech, and mind, too, are vast like infinite space. Our body, speech, and mind are beneficial body, speech, and mind qualities and activities, the emanation of benefit only. And everything turns upside down. Our preoccupation with a self and a personal comfort zone, where all the thinking, speeching, and action are about self and the personal comfort zone. All the thoughts going on are about self and the personal comfort zone. The speaking is really directed at that, and most of the actions directed at that. When we just be totally at ease as the heart essence, the goodness of each perception, we realize more and more that this body, speech, and mind too relax. They relax completely. And more, the thoughts, the speaking, and the action are about the benefit of the whole. The benefit of the whole. You see, herein lies the quantum leaps we require as human beings to resolve our problems created from point of view. When we realize the tremendous benefit to ourselves as individuals by releasing all of our ideas about ourselves into infinite space, when we realize that about ourselves, just each of us as individuals, then we realize that it's so for everyone. We realize it's so for everyone. And when we see that in our own lives there are these tremendous changes that occur, we know too that it can occur in a larger way, so to speak, in our families, communities, and world. So, in the Great Freedom Teaching, the teaching is like a web that surrounds the world. It's a grassroots way in which people share the great freedom with each other. You see, when there are many people who are directly realizing this great freedom that already is, then there are many people to share it with each other. There's no hierarchy in awareness. There's no hierarchy of elect people. Everyone is equally awareness. There's no one who is not awareness.